So Amber Heard lost her case, and here's what I think the lesson of that is. I think the cops and all their supporters are trying to discourage people from coming forward. They're trying to stop people from making the cops do their job. They're trying to stop people from holding the cops accountable. And they don't want these lawsuits to go forward because the people being accused, 99% of the time, if it's rape, studies show, are actually guilty of it. And the cops and their supporters want to make people think that false accusers are everywhere. And on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. Now, obviously, this is all very memeable with pictures of pile of shit in my internet feed, where it should be, not in the toilet. It's good that I have to look at pieces of shit every day because some people don't want to believe a woman when she reasonably and rightfully claimed that she was raped, because a British court ruled that it was not defamation to call Johnny Depp a spousal abuser. And there's articles saying that he hit Amber Heard and didn't even know because he was so probably drunk or drugged out at the time. And he found out later from his lawyer, and he cried when he found out that he hit his wife. He's a spousal abuser. He might have hit her even 12 times. There's articles saying that. So we got to remember who Johnny Depp is here. He played Hunter S. Thompson in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the movie where Hunter S. Thompson's lawyer, who represented him in court, and if you watch Where the Buffalo Roam, a previous movie about Hunter S. Thompson, you'll understand that the lawyer figure, he's an artistic representation. He's a symbolic representation of Hunter S. Thompson. I think the lawyer character is there to do things that Hunter S. Thompson can't get away with, can't admit to. I think Hunter S. Thompson maybe raped a girl. You know, in Fear and Loathing, the girl is played by Christina Ricci, and the lawyer is the one who rapes her in the movie. But this may be just a symbolic admission of Hunter S. Thompson that he rapes little girls. Hunter S. Thompson, Johnny Depp friend Hunter S. Thompson, joked, quote unquote joked, no, he was serious when he said on late night TV that what he likes to do for fun is killing people. He either said killing or shooting people, like Leno or Letterman or something, probably Letterman. So Hunter S. Thompson was also accused of making snuff films by a guy named Rusty Nelson. And he might even be a pedophile. They might be pedophilic snuff films. I don't know. There's lots of people who deny that snuff films even exist. Obviously, the people who make them and the cops are the only ones who know for sure. I'm pretty sure they exist. You know? So, Johnny Depp was willing to be friends with Hunter S. Thompson and even play him and maybe even glorify him a little bit. You could argue that that's what's happened. They shot his ashes out of a cannon. Like, they glorified the guy. They loved the guy. He might have been a pedophile and a murderer and may have filmed children being murdered while they're raped. Okay, that might have been what's going on. And Johnny Depp hangs out with Hunter S. Thompson, defends Roman Polanski, who raped 2 little girls, not just 1, but 2. And Johnny Depp also listens to Marilyn Manson for fun. The most shamelessly self-indulgent, least artistic piece of bullshit of this guy who turns out to be a Nazi sympathizer with a big swastika made out of M's on his chest and fucking rapes 18-year-old girls. You know that Johnny Depp and Marilyn Manson have a matching tattoo that says no reason? Marilyn Manson's no reason tattoo is right next to a big spiral heart, which is a pedophile symbol. No reason. It's like, yeah, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp beat up on each other. But I don't think she raped him. She never tried to. She says that he raped her with a liquor bottle. And some asshole who followed Johnny Depp's biggest fan on Twitter is out there saying that Amber Heard is exaggerating what happened to her. Well, I guess collecting evidence of you being abused and hit in the face, that's just attention seeking, right? When you collect evidence. This is a lot like what happened with Jussie Smollett. He left the noose around his neck and people said, oh, he must have put it there himself. And people are saying, oh, Amber Heard has a mark on her face. She must have put it there with a set of makeup that she specifically got, like they get on Hollywood sets, to make people look like they've been roughed up. Well, unfortunately, way too much attention has been paid to that little detail. Whether there is such a makeup, she didn't use makeup in the original photos. He actually hit her. There's videos of him. She tried to stop him from drinking and abusing drugs, and she would tease him about his drug abuse sometimes because she cared about him and she wanted him to stop being out of control. Because, right, America loves Johnny Depp. We want him to get better. We don't want him to be friends with rapists and pedophiles and Nazi sympathizers and jam out to fucking Marilyn Manson. Something's wrong there. Now, I'm not saying Johnny Depp's definitely a pedophile just because he hangs out with a couple of possible pedophiles like Hunter S. Thompson, but why would Johnny Depp have married Vanessa Paradis? Why would he have even noticed her if she had not risen to fame being sexualized at the age of 14, playing a sexual revolutionary in a music video? Who the fuck got a 14-year-old girl to do that? And why did Johnny Depp notice? Now, he didn't start dating her until she was well into adulthood, like 24, 25. But he was like 10 years older. Why did he notice her? Maybe he's a pedophile. I don't know. He's got a kid. I don't want to fucking risk defaming him because I don't want to get sued. But like, same thing has happened to Amber Heard, happened to Jussie Smollett. She didn't commit any crime except defend herself. Yeah, she threw a bottle back and she fucked up his finger, but he hit her at least 12 times. He raped her with a liquor bottle. So the only crime that she committed is failing to prove her claims. She hasn't adequately proved her claims. Now, about the makeup, a very similar thing happened when Gavin Arvizo sued Michael Jackson for molestation. Thomas Mesereau, Michael Jackson's lawyer, he held up an issue of Hustler in front of Gavin Arvizo. And he said, did you see an issue of Hustler in Michael Jackson's house? Like waving it around. He's like, yeah, I did. Like, well, this Hustler didn't come out until 2003. How is that possible? And the kid says, I didn't say it was that issue of Hustler. The kid wasn't confused, but the jury was. So like I was saying, Amber Heard, Jussie Smollett, failing to prove your claims is not a crime and it shouldn't be treated as one. If you fail to prove your claims, like, yeah, you can be taken in a civil suit for defamation, but you shouldn't get prison time. Okay? Maybe you defame someone, but maybe the corrupt cops took the side of the abuser and they want to shake you down for your money, or they don't want to let the person who abused you, get further quote unquote defamed. Like they don't want to see Johnny Depp lose his money because everyone fucking loves Johnny Depp. You know what? I bet someone told Johnny Depp, maybe one of his lawyers, he probably said, what should I do on the stand? And they probably said, you should try to be funny. That would explain why he's cracking jokes left and right. I mean, he was pointing out some inconsistencies, and I guess that was funny. But, he's an actor. Everyone's saying, okay, Jussie Smollett and Amber Heard are actors. They're hanging out with Kamala Harris. This is highly suspicious. Any actor who claims they suffered some crime, they're just crisis actors. It's okay, so I could go out and shoot any celebrity, and you just say that the celebrity's making it up. I could just slap Dave Chappelle on stage, and you could just say that Dave Chappelle faked it. I mean, there are people talking about whether that's possible, but it's you got to have evidence if you're going to say something like that. There's no evidence that Amber Heard faked her injuries. She took a photo of her own face, and then a newspaper called The Sun applied some color effects to it. The Sun did that, not Amber Heard. Amber Heard didn't change anything about the photo of herself after she got slapped or punched in the face by Johnny Depp. Okay? He's a spousal abuser. He uses horrible, disgusting terms to make fun of women's vaginas. And if you think what he said about Amber Heard's vagina is funny, you're fucked up, you're a psycho, you need therapy, and you're potentially or maybe already a rapist. So everything Johnny Depp is saying and everything his lawyers are saying just lines up with what alt-right incels who hate women want him to. They want to be able to joke about what he's saying. It's oh, she took a shit on his bed. That makes it okay that he raped her with a liquor bottle and punched her at least 12 different times. He texted his friends and fantasized about burning his wife alive and then raping her to make sure she was dead. We should all take what Amber Heard is saying very seriously. Maybe she's defaming Johnny Depp. I understand that. Maybe she's taking advantage of the Me Too movement. But you know what? Maybe the Me Too movement thought she was telling the truth, rightfully thinks she's telling the truth. Maybe they're taking advantage of her. I don't know. But she says she wants Johnny Depp to leave her alone. I think the law should help her. The law should help Amber Heard when she says she wants Johnny Depp to leave her alone. In Ireland, they have coercive control laws. There's things that we can do to improve them, and we need to bring them to the United States. Coercive control laws stop people from taking control over other people's lives, taking control of their finances, their decision-making. What Britney Spears' father did to her would never fly in Ireland under coercive control laws. Maybe even non-disclosure agreements. Everyone is shutting up about rape, and everyone's just saying, oh, the Me Too movement's dead because of Amber Heard. It's like, no. Joe Biden killed the Me Too movement when 9 women credibly accused him of sexual assault. He's got a whole team of security guards to help him get away with it. And they didn't want to talk to Tara Reid on mainstream news networks. So it was like, oh, can that story. Let's let Hunter Biden abuse some kids. Let's let Joe Biden molest some more kids. So no one pays attention to the women. No one pays attention to the children. They're all just like dead set on saying whatever actor claims a crime happened to them, they must be a crisis actor who's making it up. Well, by the same token, Johnny Depp's an actor. He knows how to captivate an audience, which in this case included a jury. Maybe he was a crisis actor. Maybe he was acting. Maybe he was telling a few too many jokes instead of talking about serious shit. That is like, if Amber Heard did such horrible shit to him, then maybe he would be talking about more than just his little finger. You know, who gives a fuck about this guy's little finger? You don't let an entire anti-rape movement die just because a woman failed to prove her claims or just because a bunch of men chose to make fun of her. There are men on the internet saying right now that she is lucky or that she should even be grateful that he didn't kill her. And he wanted to. He texted his friends saying he wanted to burn her alive and then rape her corpse. So if you're defending Johnny Depp, you are fucked up and you need to think. You need to think a lot more about whether women have power in relationships. It doesn't mean believe all women. I have literally said believe 99.9% of women because 99.9% of rape accusers are telling the truth and less than 1% of rapists ever see prison time. Like less than 1 in 10,000 actually. And 123 kids get molested every school day for 1 kid who gets shot. And no one's talking about that. So everyone's just like, oh, the Jussie Smollett, that killed, no one's ever allowed to talk about black people getting hanged. And after Jussie Smollett and George Floyd, there's nooses in Central Park. Reports of black guys hanging themselves in Central Park in Manhattan. Like, I'm pretty sure the cops did that. But no, we're not allowed to talk about black people or women getting oppressed anymore. People are pointing to the fact that Jussie Smollett had a picture taken with Kamala Harris to say that he colluded with politicians to manufacture a fake racial hate crime. Well, if he colluded with politicians so high up as the vice president, or woman who became vice president right after the Smollett incident happened, then you'd think maybe he would find someone who has enough pull in Chicago politics to, I don't know, make sure that the camera was working outside of the scene of the Jussie Smollett attack/fight. And now it comes out that there's video footage of guys running in the neighborhood right around the time Smollett says he was attacked. There's no footage of the fight yet, but so the point is, Jussie Smollett being in a photo with Kamala Harris doesn't mean anything. His family is black and Jewish and Democratic, and they have a large family. Smollett's been acting since he was a kid. He was in one of the Mighty Ducks movies. There'd be no reason not to meet a big family of black actors if you're a politician. Now, the fact that Amber Heard was in a photo with Kamala Harris, also meaningless. She has been involved in, anti-rape politics. Like, she is a supporter of the Violence Against Women Act, and she admits it can be improved. I agree. So she was a Democratic activist. She's a Hollywood actress and a woman. She's a Democrat. Jussie Smollett is a gay black Jew. He's a Democrat. Of course they're going to meet Kamala Harris if they get the chance to. The fact that they're in those photos means nothing. So to recap, Jussie Smollett being pictured with Kamala Harris, meaningless. Amber Heard being pictured with Kamala Harris, also meaningless. Just because you're a celebrity, just because you know how to act, doesn't mean that everything you're saying is false. If you're going to say that about Amber Heard, you should be willing to say it about Johnny Depp too. In fact, kids who are abused, people who are abused, they grow up disproportionately to become actors and artists. One, because they're abused, their feelings were ignored, neglected. They grew up in touch with their feelings because they have to be for therapy. And they also, for therapeutic reasons, are good at hiding their own trauma. They're good at hiding what happened to them. They're good at making up lies because the parents or whoever abused them wants them to continue that lie. So they have to live a lie. Kids who are abused have to be actors. It's not the actors are making up everything that happened to them because they learn how to act and it must be a fucking show. Amber Heard wrote an article saying she had been abused since she was very young. And she explained that since she's a teenager, she had numerous, aggressive attempts to, I don't know the details of that, but it seems like she was alluding to childhood abuse. If you read literally the first line or two of that article that everyone's talking about, the op-ed she wrote where she allegedly defamed Johnny Depp. So she says she's been abused for a long time. I believe her. I guess she's probably not willing to name names besides Johnny Depp at this point, but I can respect that. There's a lot of abusers in Hollywood. I mentioned Thomas Mesereau defending Michael Jackson. Thomas Mesereau also defended Danny Masterson for rape. So Thomas Mesereau has defended at least 2 accused rapists. And he used the same kind of technique to try to trick the jury that Johnny Depp's lawyers tried to do about the makeup. So it turns out I did not explain the Thomas Mesereau thing before. Here's what I'm talking about. When Amber Heard took pictures of her face after she said Johnny Depp hit it, she got accused of manipulating the photo or of using a Hollywood makeup kit to make it look like it was a bruise kit, but she used that term just because she's an actress. Doesn't prove that she actually bought a bruise kit or got a bruise kit from someone. Those photos look real. And just like the Jussie Smollett case, in which the prosecutors relentlessly focused on stupid things like the sandwich and the fact that he went to Subway and Walgreens and the fact that it was below zero outside, as if that proves that a fight is impossible. They never wanted a debate on whether the fight happened or whether the fight could have happened. They didn't want to look at the physical evidence. They didn't want to compare and contrast people's testimonies because that's real police work. They'd rather just say shit they made up off the top of their head in open court, which is horribly irresponsible. They should literally be fucking put in jail and be found in contempt of court for doing such a thing. Just like when Thomas Mesereau said to Michael Jackson's molestation accuser Gavin Arvizo, and I think the trial was like 2003, Gavin Arvizo said, Michael Jackson allowed me to see Hustler magazines. There were issues of Hustler magazines sitting around in Michael Jackson's house. That's what Gavin Arvizo said. He and his brother accused Michael Jackson of molestation and allowing them access to pornography. And Thomas Mesereau, who I believe he might be a Scientologist, as I said, he defended Scientologist Danny Masterson from That 70s Show for rape. Thomas Mesereau takes out an issue of Hustler and he waves it around in Gavin Arvizo's face. He's like, did you see an issue of Hustler at Michael Jackson's house? He's like, this is an issue of Hustler. Did you see Hustler at Michael Jackson's house? He says, yes. And he says, oh, well, this issue is actually from 2000. It's from later than you claim the abuse happened. That's weird. You must be lying. And Gavin Arvizo said, I didn't say it was exactly that issue of Hustler. So the kid wasn't confused because he knows what happened to him. But a jury full of adults, they were confused. They didn't understand the meaning of Gavin Arvizo telling the lawyer to his face. No, that is not the particular issue of Hustler. What he's implying is you're waving around an issue of Hustler that you're pretending like it's actual physical evidence that was or was not confiscated from Michael Jackson's house. The fact that you can buy a Hustler off the newsstand that's more recent than Gavin Arvizo's claimed abuse doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove that Gavin Arvizo wasn't abused. So these lawyers, they can trick juries full of adults, but they can't trick people who are actually abused and know what happened to them. What these lawyers are doing is it's irresponsible, it's misleading, and it's fraud. And they should get disbarred for knowingly lying in a courtroom and attempting to mislead jurors about whether something is physical evidence or not. Understand, it's the kangaroo trials, fake trials, show trials in Nazi Germany. That's the show, okay? Amber Heard and Jussie Smollett are not crisis actors. Crisis actors are real people who are recruited by Department of Homeland Security over like Craigslist and shit to help emergency responders, first responders, medics and stuff, to help them respond to emergency scenarios and natural disasters. Crisis actors are a real thing. Emergency drills are a real thing that the government does. And these people are not, Amber Heard and Jussie Smollett are not crisis actors. They're celebrities who real crimes have happened to. And failing to prove your claims should not carry a prison sentence. You just have to pay court costs and maybe pay in civil court for defamation. I don't know if anyone has ever been bullied at school. Probably a lot of us, maybe most of us, me for sure. But sometimes when the bully bullies you and maybe you've defended yourself, if you've ever defended yourself, you might have experienced this, the bully crying and go running and telling on you, even though he's the one who started it. That's not fair. It matters who started it. It matters who is the aggressor. It very clearly sounds like Johnny Depp was the aggressor in the Amber Heard case, and that whoever attacked Jussie Smollett was the aggressor in the Jussie Smollett case. The only thing that Johnny Depp's defenders are mad at Amber Heard about is not the dump she took on his bed. It's the fact that she defended herself. They're mad that she's not dead. They're mad that she lived to tell her story. They're the defenders of that bully on the playground who whines and tattles on the person that they were just picking on, hoping that the teacher will only see what just happened and not see the long chain of abuses that led to Amber Heard throwing a bottle at Johnny Depp. And I really wish everyone was smart enough to see through the shroud of ignorance they're trying to put us under. So you've seen what they did to Joe Biden's 9 rape accusers when they tried to come forward. You saw what Jeffrey Epstein's accusers, you saw what happened to them. You saw Rose McGowan get hunted down by an Israeli spy company because Harvey Weinstein sent one after her. You saw what they did to Jussie Smollett when he said he had tons of evidence of what happened to him, and he did. Just there wasn't any video evidence. And the police deliberately took texts he sent out of context to make it look like he was planning the event. So he didn't plan the attack. There's no evidence of it. You saw what they did to Amber Heard when she fought back against a guy who hit her 12 times and raped her at least once and resolved to destroy her life. The courts and the cops helped Johnny Depp destroy her life. They're helping him. They're helping him at a time when people are realizing the cops have no responsibility to protect and serve because of Warren versus D.C. 1981 Supreme Court. They don't want you to come forward about things that have happened. Trying to discourage people from coming forward and telling their stories about the crimes that happened to them to the police. They're trying to discourage people from reporting the crimes to the police. They don't want people, and when I say they, I mean the police. The judges and the prosecutors and the cops, they don't want to do their job. They want to just go take their money home and fuck off and shoot black people for fun and probably traffic a few kids and rape them. Like, judges and lawyers and cops and politicians are pieces of shit who are covering for each other's crimes. You just saw the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, that school shooting. The cops refused to go in for like an hour. They couldn't get in. 19 cops couldn't take this one guy down. But a former cop or something who was married to one of the teachers shot the guy, or was an off-duty cop or something. So the cops didn't take this guy down. And they don't have to, because there's no repercussions for failing to protect and serve. Cops protecting and serving you is completely at will on the decision of the individual police officer. They can just say, I didn't see it happen. I can't do anything about that. I'm supposed to just stand at this post. They don't protect counter-protesters and protesters from each other at protests. They don't do what we think is their job. So the cops and everyone who supports them are trying to tell you, don't come forward about crimes that have happened to you. We don't want to prosecute abusers because those abusers are rich and it's their money they're going to pay for our taxes. And that's how we keep the system going, by letting abusers just go on abusing people for decades, but they're professionals and we have to treat them nice and they give money to one or the other party. But it's like, if they're actually guilty and they're rich, why not put them in prison and take their money? Like, prosecute them, find the evidence. We could put abusers in prison. Maybe it's a 1-2 punch. If you put professional abusers in prison, then you've taken a criminal out of society and a job has opened up for young people to fill. And the young person doesn't have to get abused by the professional anymore in order to get a job. You don't have to put up with people flirting with you at the workplace, like every single actress has to put up with. And Johnny Depp has the nerve to criticize Amber Heard like she's putting herself in exploitative films. It's like, she's an adult. She can make her own decisions. And you don't tell your friends on purpose that you're going to destroy your wife's life if she leaves you and then try to pretend that she defamed you. Johnny Depp is fucking insane. And so is everyone who's defending him. So Amber Heard lost her case, and here's what I think the lesson of that is. I think the cops and all their supporters are trying to discourage people from coming forward. They're trying to stop people from making the cops do their job, trying to stop people from holding the cops accountable, and they don't want these lawsuits to go forward because the people being accused, 99% of the time, if it's rape, studies show, are actually guilty of it. And the cops and their supporters want to make people think that false accusers are everywhere. And if a person is a false accuser, in the case of child sexual abuse, they would be described as having so-called false memory syndrome. But false memory syndrome was a term that was coined by a guy named Peter J. Freed. And the only reason he coined the term was to discredit his daughter's credible claims of him raping her. He came up with a fake disease to get away with raping his daughter. I guess the key reason people believe Johnny Depp is because there's an audio recording of Amber Heard saying to Johnny Depp, "No one will believe you because you're a man." Now, maybe she's saying that because it's like she made up the whole thing and he, no one's going to believe him. She's just trying to discourage him from coming forward. Maybe. But we also know that Johnny Depp admitted to his friends that he wanted to destroy her life if she ever left him. So there's also recordings of them talking on the phone like, maybe she's a narcissist. I don't know. That doesn't mean that she's more abusive than he is. But like, she clearly needs attention. That's okay. She was abused when she was younger, as she has said. There's audio of her saying, "Johnny, I didn't want to come out with that article. Your legal team forced me to come out with that article. I never wanted this." And like, she came back to him after she got a restraining order. Maybe it shows she's crazy. Maybe it shows she thought she could change him. So it's like, yeah, there is audio of Amber Heard saying to Johnny Depp, "No one will believe you because you're a man." And maybe that means she was trying to intimidate him into not reporting. I don't think so. I think it means we had a physical fight. Why would you ever believe the man when they're stronger and larger than women on average? So like, of course it was the man who's the aggressor. I didn't hear Johnny Depp accuse Amber Heard of hitting him 12 times and raping him once or more. It was just the bottle and his finger, just moping about his finger. So this is really stupid. We're just going to drag women's name through the muck and through the shit because we want, because we'd rather have poop memes and call taking a shit taking an Amber Heard than do the duty of a civil society and put rapists and domestic abusers in prison where they belong. We'd rather have comedy. On the topic of Amber Heard taking a dump on Johnny Depp's bed, that is real. She admitted it. She said it was a practical joke. I think she did it because he raped her and or beat her up. I mean, he definitely did both. I just don't know which happened first. So she said she did it out of a practical joke. She probably did it for revenge because of the way he was treating her. It's like, another angle to this is that they're dehumanizing women by comparing Amber Heard to an untrained dog for needing to take a shit on Johnny Depp's bed. She did it on purpose. It's not because she wasn't house trained. Don't dehumanize women. That's what Hugh Hefner did. He dehumanized women by comparing them to animals, had the Playboy bunnies, and then it turns out that Hugh Hefner likes to fuck dogs. So don't be like Hugh Hefner, the dog fucker. Don't dehumanize or objectify women. I would take a shit on Johnny Depp's bed. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm also seeing these clips of Amber Heard on the witness stand talking about how TMZ got a video of her setting up a video, to record Johnny Depp, and TMZ deleted the part where she's setting it up, as if that's supposed to mean that she is trying to pretend that she didn't set up that call to record Johnny Depp without him knowing. And then you got some guy who's got his own YouTube channel going, "Watch my crazy reaction to Amber Heard's trial." It's like, thank you for stating it that way. Your reaction is crazy. It's not Amber Heard or the trial that's crazy. You're crazy. Because anyone can take video of a courtroom proceeding and then go, "Look at my crazy reaction." Oh, oh my God. Oh, did you see that? That's another lie. She lied again. I could do that to any fucking video clip that I want and make someone look crazy. And there are people on YouTube doing that. And that's exactly what was done to Jussie Smollett with that guy, Derek Van Shake, whatever the hell his name is. body language analysis and going, "Oh my God, did you hear that? That's another lie because I said so." That is not, that's not lawyering. Go to law school. I haven't been to law school, but I know that's not lawyering. You can't just fucking armchair psychologically analyze someone from thousands of miles away. And about this TMZ video, it was probably TMZ that removed the part where Amber Heard is setting up the shot because it's not relevant. They weren't removing that clip in order to convince people that Amber Heard is perfect, or weren't doing it in collusion with Amber Heard. They deleted the part where she's setting up the video because no one wants to fucking watch that. Nobody goes to TMZ to watch 15 seconds of a woman setting up a video. They want to see what happens afterwards. Just like no one wants to see the videos of guys stalking Jussie Smollett before the attack. They only want to see the video of the attack. She was worried that Johnny Depp would hit her again, so she had audio or video going at a lot of these times. That's not proof that she's... I don't know what that's supposed to be proof of. What is it supposed to be proof of? Answer in the comments. And please comment with more information than just, "It's proof that she lied, bro. She's a liar. She took a big shit." Yeah, well, rape victims sometimes shit on the people who raped them. I'm not allowed to shit on someone's bed if they raped me and hit me multiple times. What if they fuck me in the ass and I can't help myself from shitting on their fucking bed? Why am I not allowed to shit on rapists? It's like, if we're not going to put rapists in prison, then at least let their victims shit on them without having to go to prison. Where's the footage from Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, Epstein's girlfriend? Where's that footage? We're not putting rapists in jail where they belong. Instead, we're letting them pressure their victims into signing non-disclosure agreements so that we never hear their stories. Johnny Depp's defenders are very, very mad that Johnny Depp didn't kill Amber Heard, like the way Alec Baldwin is getting away with shooting his director of photography. Johnny Depp's defenders think that they just want some jokes out of this. They think that they just want some poop memes. But really, they want women silent forever, and they want women dead after they've been raped. They don't fucking give a shit about Amber Heard. They don't care about the evidence because there's that 1 in 10,000 women who is making it up. They're very, very angry about that. Believe Amber Heard and believe 99.9% of women or more. If you believe that false accusers and false memory syndrome is everywhere, let me ask you this. Why is it that false accusers would go hang out with the police? People they know are going to intimidate them. People they know are going to ask them relentless questions, maybe even invade their privacy. If the police don't like you, they can spy on you in order to intimidate you into stopping contact with the police. It's like everyone's mad at the police for failing to go in and save 21 kids. 19 cops for 21 kids. Seems like a fair trade-off, right? Everyone's very mad at the police just a few days ago. Then all of a sudden, Amber Heard gets found guilty, and everyone's like, "Oh, we love the cops and the court system again. Everything is saved." You need to learn pattern recognition. These people are raping us and stealing from us. Who's they? The cops and the lawyers and the prosecutors and the politicians, the lawmakers that write the laws that help the cops get away with the crimes, that help the lawyers get away with the crimes, that help the prosecutor and judges traffic kids behind our backs. Don't fall for this. The court system is seriously corrupt. Whether you believe Jussie Smollett or not, it's very clear that Amber Heard's injuries are real. People are saying the same thing about her facial injuries as Jussie Smollett. He must have put it there himself. Well, why would he do that? Why would he pay people to actually beat him up if it was a fake attack? Why would he pay people to actually injure him, which you could tell from from his face? He has baggy droops of eyes underneath his eyes, and he said that'll ruin his career. And you can make some joke about how his career is already ruined. You can make some joke about how Amber Heard her career is already ruined because she didn't tolerate rape from superior males. That's very funny. Listen to how loud I'm laughing.